Yo guys, welcome back today. And today we have two special guests. We're out here in Minnesota. This is the first day that I'm here. We're in the suburbs and we're gonna try African food. Is it like a assortment of African food?
Yeah,
yes, very.
Okay, so
yeah.
so there's like a lot of different kind of African food. I think I might try Nigerian food because I don't think I ever had it. I think I had Ghana food. It's similar, right?
Yeah, kind of, a little bit.
Because I love jollof rice and I love spinach stew and I hope that they got it. Fufu too?
Fufu, yeah.
Fufu. So I might have a little bit of all that. What's your name, brother? I'm sorry.
Taufik.
This is Taufik?
My name is Gianni.
And this is Gianni. So we're gonna have them two with us today while we go through this restaurant because I'm a stranger, I'm a foreigner. But we're gonna get in here and try this good African food. So stay tuned. I've never did this, so this is gonna be a good experience.
Everybody got their cameras in there. You got the only one.
Oh, well then, yeah. Maybe Superstar, who knows? Wait. I was about to say, can I get in there?
What do y'all want to say? Want to say whiskey on three? Here we go. We're going to record down to whiskey on three. 1, 2, 3. Whiskey.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, brother? Yo, Wizkid, where's Wizkid?
He's not here yet.
He's not here yet? Okay. No, I was just saying, I'm a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I YouTube about black culture, African culture around the world and history, so. I'm from Ohio, you know what I'm saying, so. I know, I heard him out there talking about it. What time is it? 9 o'clock? Okay, can you have me on Instagram and... Okay, can you have me on Instagram and like message me where it's at? Because I'm from Ohio, I don't know anything, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, brother, I appreciate it. Do you like Wizkid? I don't know, I listen to Wizkid.
I don't know, I'm not really sure about him.
You know?
I know he did one song with Drake, right?
I like him.
Yeah.
He had a song with Drake. So.
Oh, did he do a song with Drake?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did do a song with Drake, huh? Yeah, I haven't heard that song. What do you think about Wizkid? You like him?
I'm in this school, started from the bottom, made it to the top.
And now he's here?
Yeah.
And now he's here, yeah, now he's here.
Yeah, now he's here.
So we went to see Venom last night.
Oh, you saw Venom last night? How was it? Yo, I want to hear your opinion. Was it good? Was it good?
Was it good?
I liked it, but I don't like the story.
Oh, you didn't understand it?
I don't like the story.
Oh, you don't like the story? Gotcha. I think they changed the story up from when it was on the cartoons, because when I was...
No, I don't like the story because they didn't talk about the football,
like when...
movies.
Oh, yeah. That's what I heard people was complaining about.
Sometimes Marvel usually made the movies together.
Of course.
Like the sequels and prequels, and then they merge it together, but now...
With Venom?
They messing up.
They sort of did the same thing with Spider-Man. Like, they sort of kind of like restarted it. Yeah. I hate when they did
Now
that.
they're messing up.
Yo, Marvel, if you watching, why you do that? And then when we get rich, we're gonna buy the rights for Black Panther, and then we gonna make our own Black Panther.
Don't knock Marvel.
I'm knocking Marvel out here. I'm knocking them. You know?
They're better than DC.
Yeah, that's very true. I do love Marvel better than DC.
This year doing Aquaman. Aquaman's coming out.
Oh yeah, Aquaman, yeah. But it's gonna be like the regions of like when he was a kid, right?
That'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of rice do you need? I don't know, what kind of rice? The jollof rice, fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice. Okay, just want 2 orders.
Yeah, jollof.
Okay, and the whole fish.
One spinach.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming. Let me deal with it right now. Okay, on this right here, do you want like the whole fish?
Yeah, whole fish.
Get this too.
Fanta? You know, it's funny. I've always had like a strong belief that Fanta is an African company.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Fanta?
I mean, or it's like a division of Coca-Cola, you know what I'm saying? But
check it out.
because I mean, the name, think about it, Fanta.
Made from Coca-Cola.
But I'm just saying, like
The brand name.
Yeah, I feel like they did it for like African, like West African, like, you know what I'm
West
saying? Like,
African. You gotta put your fish on the rice. Yeah, that one.
Look at that. She's like, my fish.
Spinach.
Spinach? Oh yeah. That's spinach stew. Good old spinach stew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And usually I like have it with like with beans and like plantains. It was mad loud in here a minute ago, now it's so quiet, you know what I'm saying? It's making you nervous on the video, huh?
No. It was just very loud.
Yeah, I'm naturally loud too. Ooh, this is spicy the way I want it.
I never asked for like super spicy. But
You don't like it?
I do mild.
Oh, you do it mild?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I want spice, I'll ask for it later. I'll add some hot sauce and
Because it offsets good with the plantain. So like when it's spicy, the sweetness. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Minneapolis, St. Paul. I hope you're enjoying your stay, and while you're here, I want you to visit Mall of America, Maplewood Mall, and mostly all the malls in Minnesota. If you can do that, they're pretty beautiful and they're pretty nice. And also if you can visit Minnesota Institute Museum. Check out aussi Minneapolis African Network ilé ní Aboy Simioko. Welcome to Minneapolis.
My name is Gianni, and I really enjoyed the African deli food that we just had. It was delicious. My name is Gianni Ariella at Instagram, so hit me up.
Once again, my name is Taufik. Hit me up on Instagram, is bio_Taufik. I would like to join the African Deli Advocacy Center.
Yo guys, so we are here. We just left eating at the African restaurant that we were at earlier with my two friends. And now we came down to, I don't know exactly what part of Minnesota this is, but it's definitely a very cultural part of Minnesota. I can see that already. A lot of Somali people. We're gonna go head to the Somali Museum, but this is a nice little neighborhood I want you guys to check out while I'm walking by. It's like very artsy looking neighborhood. I don't know if you guys can like see it behind me, but yeah, we're gonna go to the Somali Museum, and then we're gonna try to go to the Somali market after that. I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not, but we're gonna go and check out the Somali Museum. I know a lot of people, I don't think we have one in Columbus, in Ohio. So if you guys didn't know, the first biggest population in America for Somali people is in Minneapolis, and then second is in Columbus, Ohio, for the people that don't know. So I had to come and make sure I go to the Somali Museum before I left. So yeah, we're gonna go inside and check it out, and hopefully I can learn something new. I know a lot about Somali culture, but there's always something new you can learn, and there's probably a lot of things that I still don't know that I have to look into and see in this museum. So we're gonna go check it out, yeah? So follow me. I see this little cultural gift shop. Don't think it's open, as it probably shouldn't be because there's nobody in here. But yeah, there's a lot of like cultural Somali things, like these baskets. Maybe these beads. Never really seen those before. Maybe I have, I don't know. Maybe I have seen them, but maybe I'm tripping. And I thought I saw them a long time ago. But yeah, this is a nice little gift shop when you first walk in. So yeah guys, so when you come to the Somali Museum, you're gonna walk down these steps. Let's walk. And this is in Minnesota, meaning Minnesota, Minneapolis. Why do I keep thinking to say Minnesota and Minneapolis is the same thing as state? I don't know why. Okay, so then you go through this door. And there's another sign that says the Somali Museum. And then obviously the Somali Museum is right here. Yeah, I finally made it. I'm so excited to go in this Somali Museum. I can't believe I made it. Okay, let's go. Satay. Fian, how are you doing? I'm good. So I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I had to come see the Somali Museum before I left Minnesota.
Yeah.
So do I have to do anything special, or can I just walk around? Or?
There's an admission fee.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like $11.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So guys, when you first come in, you have to pay a $11 admission, and I think that's for adults. I don't know if there's different. Is there a different price for kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like it's $7.
$7 for kids? Okay, cool. So for adults it's $11, and for kids it's $7. And when you come in, you get greeted by a nice young lady. She's in another room, and then she'll have you sign in, put your email, your name, and there might be like a newsletter or a mailing list or something that comes out. But anyways, yeah, so you come downstairs, like I told you, you come in here, you pay the admission, you write your name, your email, and then you can explore. So the first thing that I noticed when I first came in, I really loved like all the traditional Somali stuff, as you can see, as we spin around. And I'm gonna go from every little piece of Somali art, artifacts, things that might be in here. But the first thing you notice when you first come in here is that you have the Somali museum, like Somalis of Minnesota, you know, like there's coupons. This is so dope how established Somali people are in Minnesota. I really love it. I mean, of course, I'm used to it when I'm in Columbus because I'm from Columbus, and you guys know we have the second biggest population of Somali people, but it's just beautiful to see that like Somali people are progressing in America and continue to grow and grow. And obviously, I mean, there's a lot of people first in Minnesota. There's, you know, Somali Minnesota police. There's, I forget what it is, the young lady that was the first Somali girl to, I think she's getting into politics. I think the state, like a state representative or part of the state of Minnesota. Sorry if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah. So it's really dope to like see this progression. You know what I'm saying? And you know, us as African people, we should all support it. Whether you're Jamaican, Haitian, African American, Somali, Ethiopian, Nigerian, Egyptian, South African, like you should all support the progression of all of our people around the world. You know, so I think it's dope. That's my long spiel. You know. But yeah, it has like the like coupons, like I just told you a minute ago, with Somali people from Minnesota and back home. And then you have like, let's see, this is the Somali Museum. I think I might take one of these for like a souvenir. So it has like the Somali Museum, and let's see what it says. North America's only museum devoted to preserving Somali traditional culture and art, which is really dope. And it says, with a collection of over 700 artifacts, nomadic craft workshops, and cultural education programs, the Somali Museum offers an unrivaled opportunity for Minnesotans of all backgrounds to be immersed in Somali culture. And it's open from Tuesday to Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Saturday to Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. So yeah, this is dope. Actually, I'm going to take a couple of these, you know. This is going to, it's going to be my little memento for when I go back to Ohio. And what is this? Is this, let's see what this newspaper is real fast. Okay, this is Minnesota newspaper, gotcha. Cool. So how about we get started? So let's see, the first thing, let's start over here. So the first thing you have is you have these traditional Somali, I don't know what these are, but I think this is where the camel milk comes out of. I mean, where they keep the camel milk or some kind of liquid. I know these because these are called, what are these called? These are called, I forget what we call them. They're called like drinking gourds, right? So like African Americans had drinking gourds, like West Africans had drinking gourds. So I think this is like a Somali drinking gourd. Don't know exactly what the name of it is, but yeah, I feel like those are like drinking, well, I know these are drinking gourds. And then these, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys, these are like where they keep maybe like camel milk, maybe, or make some kind of like desserts, or I'm sorry, some kind of dishes from like camel milk. I want to say, if I'm correct, could be wrong. But yeah, it's really dope. It's so beautiful. I wish I could just pay $1 million to take all this stuff home, you know. So we also have these cups. Now, here's the funny thing about these cups, right? I've been looking for African cups for so long, and I don't even have one yet, but I have to get one. Like, I have to get one. If anybody wants to send me a Somali cup that I can drink out of from the motherland or somewhere, please send it to me. You know where to send it to. Holla at me on my email or my Instagram or Twitter, Snapchat. But yeah, these cups are really, 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 really dope. And I don't really know how old they are, but they could be very, very old. This one sort of looks like it is. This one right there definitely does. And then it says the Mogadishu Museum with a beautiful Somali woman on there with her natural hair out. You guys know how I love natural hair, so that's dope. Let's see if I can read this, okay? This is gonna test my Somali. You guys are gonna kill me for this right here. So I know that obviously some of the letters are probably silent and some of the letters don't. You know, when I do my trying Somali food videos and learning Somali, I've been trying to work on it, but I'm going to butcher this right now. It's not probably going to be good, but let's just see if I can do it. So let's say Matafka Karanka Somaliyat. I don't know, I'm horrible with that. I think they're in there laughing at me too when I'm trying to speak, but it's all good. And then we also have the, I don't know what this is. Let's see. This is milk and water vessels. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. So milk, let's see if I know any of these words out here. I don't think I know any of these words. Pottery, ashun, ayul, agan, pottery, han, sibrar. I don't know. Rahim has not taught me these words yet, but he did tell me milk one time, but I forgot how to say it. But these are milk and water vessels. And see, it says it right there. So you guys can correct me in the comments. I know how much you guys love to laugh at me and correct me. And then yeah, there's another picture of a Somali man. And then these are the vessels. Let's see, 2019, 2014, okay. And then you have this lovely piece of art right here. So I don't really know. It's like an illusion piece, right? So I think it has the state of Minnesota and Somalia. Like if I'm just looking at it quickly, I think that's what it is. But it obviously has Somalia like right there, right? And then on the Horn of Africa. And then I think that the blue part is the state of Minnesota. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then we also have right here, we have the wow, different kind of spoons. So I've never seen these kind of spoons in Somali culture before. I feel like there's so much stuff in Somali culture that most people don't know, because to be honest with you, didn't even know that there were different kinds of like spoons and certain things. Rahim has told me this a couple of times, but I had never seen it with my own eyes. So it's different from like maybe other African cultures where you see so many different kind of things. In Somali culture, I feel like some things are not, maybe to people that are not Somali, might not be as known as maybe other African cultures, but these are dope. These are dope. Like, I would love to have one day. Maybe when I go back to Somalia, I'll have some people make some for me and I can eat with them, because I always tell my sister, I'm like, yo, I want to eat with like African, you know, like utensils, you know. I think that's dope, like to eat with African utensils. There was a utensil in Ethiopia that I just found out about that only has 3 ends to it, so it's like a fork, but it's like a very ancient fork. So maybe I can get that when I go to Ethiopia, and then maybe when I go to Somalia, I can get some Somali silverware. So anyways, they have the Somali Museum sign as well when you first walk in, and it's basically just a rehash of everything that I just said on the pamphlet a minute ago. But yeah. And then these are some plaques of people from different Somali people, and I think, well, let's see, I'm so sorry, let me see, Somali Museum in Minnesota. Okay, I'm wrong, I think it's different Somali people. It's actually like awards to Somali Museum and like articles. So Somali Museum aims to connect youth with their culture. There's the best of the Twin Cities, Somali Museum in Minnesota, best mini museum. So these are like little awards, and also just like pieces in the magazine. And then, yo, come on, you got the Somali flag. You already know what that is. Let's see. Guys, hopefully my battery doesn't run out. I'm going to have to charge my battery for a minute and then come back. So let's see. So Somali, I know all this, but for people that might not know this, Somalia is located in East Africa in the region known as the Horn of Africa, surrounding countries including Ethiopia, Kenya, Djibouti, and Eritrea. And Somalia is the furthest east point on the continent of Africa and boasts the longest coastline of any country on the continent. Somali speaks Somali, which is part of the Cushitic branch of Afro-Asiatic languages families, right? So there's different branches of languages. So there's like a Nilotic, there's Kushite, there's Bantu. So that's what that means by that. And then yeah, this is a map of what Somalia looks like currently. And then I always loved this piece right here because I had a friend that had a piece that was similar to this, not exactly like this, but it had like the Somali men and the warriors, and then traditional Somali like spears and the whole coast of Somalia. You know, the funny thing, the next thing I have to work on is I have to work on like the different states of Somalia, because I don't really know any. All I know is the cities like Mogadishu, and I heard it was even called something before. It was called Mogadishu, but I forget exactly what it's called. But yeah. So these are like all the different states, which is dope. I need to probably learn that at some point. Yeah, so that's that. So let's talk about the Somali flag fast. So the Somali flag's rich blue field represents the Indian Ocean, and its 5-pointed star represents the 5 states of Somalia: British Somaliland, Italian Somaliland, Northern Frontier District, NFD, of Kenya, Djibouti, and Agaden. I'm sorry. How do you pronounce that? Is it Agaden?
Which one?
Ogaden? Is that this one? Oh, Ogaden. I'm sorry. Okay. Region of Ethiopia. The flag represents the ongoing dream to unite these 5 states. The flag is also claimed as a national flag by the Somalis of the worldwide diaspora, who largely share a common language, culture, and religion. So yeah, let's see. And then, as you guys know, of course I know, but like most African countries, they were either colonized or put into slavery and colonized, or whatever it might be, right? So in the 19th century, through a succession of treaties, the British and Italians gained control of parts of Somalia. If you guys don't know, that's why there's some influences from Italy as far as dishes and things of that nature. And it established British Somaliland and Italy Somaliland. European occupation did not meet peaceful acceptance from Somalis. In the interior of the British targeted North Muhammad Abdul Hassan, the dervish. Remember I did the video about the dervish state, right? I did a video. If you haven't checked that out, I have a video about the dervish state, so go check that out. Successfully repulsed the British Empire 4 times and forced the Europeans to retreat to the coast, but Hassan's army was defeated in 1920 by the British forces' air power. Sorry. A dope little Somali plane. Of course, you know you need the horse so you can ride up on them when it's time for war. I don't know exactly who that is, but I know he's somebody very important. It's funny because I actually have that same picture on my laptop, on my computer. But I always thought that was like a really dope picture. I know he's a sultan though. I know that for sure. He's a Somali sultan. If you guys don't know, I did videos on Somali sultans like the Adal Sultan. What other sultans? The Al Jaran Empire. So yeah, go check that out. And then there's obviously like a different, a man right here, what's his name? Let's see. It's in Somali, so I can't read it. Well, okay, here it is. Maximid, I think it is. A fine war horse. Women. Oh, yeah, the poets. Yo, come on. Somali is the country of poets, right? This is, the funny thing about it is that it's so dope. So they have it in Somali, which I don't even know why wouldn't think they wouldn't have it. Of course, the Somali Museum, but they have it in Somali, right? And then the poem is in Somali. And then over here, it has like a brief description from 1816 to 1920. He received Islamic education in Somalia, later traveled to Arabic countries. And so, yeah, it goes on with that. And then it has some of his poem, right? So it has a fine war horse. And then it's, when men are summoned from afar to fight, to march there would be weary work indeed. It's like a poem, but it's dope though. So yeah, that's that. We have different like preserved heritage areas in Somalia, as you guys know. A couple of them I talked about on YouTube channel, so go check those out. I want to sort of kind of move ahead a little bit quickly because I don't want my battery to go out. But yeah, they have different heritage. Okay, guys, so we're in the next room. So this room looks like one of my favorite rooms because this room looks like where the weapons is at, you know. And I always have done this, obviously a Somali warrior up there. And I love this picture over here because I think that's when the British had came, I want to say, because there's like a British man, I want to say. I have that picture on my laptop as well. But I love this because you guys know I talk about African weapons as well, like African swords and spears and all kind of weapons like that have been throughout Africa for thousands of years. There's so many of them, but obviously the world will never tell you that. They'll just tell you that all we had as black people was spears and like we were primitive. But you know, some of the most advanced ways of making weapons came out of Africa, especially in West Africa. A lot of smelting and gold and copper and stuff like that. And you're talking about this is back in like the 1200s and the 1100s. So, you know, unfortunately, the world tries to make it seem like African people never created anything, but like we're the beginning of civilization. So of course we would, you know, like have these things first, you know. But you have to know your history, of course. So we have like different spears and we have shields. This spear is really dope. And then this shield is, man, it's so dope. I like the Somali shields because I feel like they were smaller, but they were lighter weight. So they probably, if you were like very precise with them as far as like defending against your opponent, they probably were very, very useful because they're really light, but they're really durable. So I've always really liked that. I think some people look at like small shields and think that small shields are not good for fighting, but I think if you're swift and fast with them and you can like defend where somebody is pointing their arrow or their sword, I think it can be, you know, very useful to have something lighter. These things, I've seen them before. Don't know what they are exactly, but I know there's some kind of weapon, or maybe they're used to hit small animals, but I think I think it's like a club, to be honest with you. I think it's like a war club, I want to say. And then obviously we have more arrows and we have shields up here, more shields. And then, you know, you got your fly Somali cat, you know what I'm saying? This was made in 1989, I think, if I'm correct, 1989 it says. So you got this fly Somali cat with his afro, you know what I'm saying? He's probably like getting all the girls because look how dope his afro is. It's even better than mine. But yeah, and then we have like, in the case we have like knives. So we have different kinds of Somali knives. And then we have a spear as well. Ooh, that tip of the spear is dope. I like that one. And then we have like the sheath that comes with the knife, or you know, what you put the knife into. I don't know if you call a knife holder a sheath, but I'm pretty sure you do because that's what they call swords. So I mean, I don't see why it would be any different. I don't know exactly what this is, but it looks dope and it's useful. I know it's probably something. The man in the picture is carrying branches he collected from the bush. Maybe he is going to build a fence for his goats. Maybe he has something else in mind. Each of the tools he uses is here: a forked stick to hook under the branches and carry them, an axe, and an animal skin to protect his back from sharp thorns of Acaya wood, maybe? I don't know what it is. But yo, this is very, very beautiful Somali art. And I mean, just like it said on there, of course, we don't know what he's going to do with it, but he's going to do something productive with it, you know. And then we have a beautiful Somali lady holding a goat, you know. So beautiful art. And then we have more, let's see, I don't know what this is, but it was made in 2014. We'll find out. We have the stick. We know what that is right there, guys. We already know what that is. We have tools for agriculture and camel herding. Okay, that's what it is. That's what I was saying. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's right here. Basically, it's like an axe, and then there's mats, and then obviously there's leather cover, which is probably from animal hide of some sort. So we all know what these things are, guys, because we've talked about them a couple times, but they're for tools for agriculture and camel herding. Camels. I got to get a camel one day. I heard camel's milk. I heard I have to try camel milk. And if I don't try camel milk, I'm not a real Somali. That's what a Somali person told me from Somalia. That was the funniest thing that I ever heard in my life. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. I definitely have to try camel milk at some point. I heard it was really thick, but I'm gonna have to, I'll try it one day. These right here sort of look like head stools. In West Africa, they have these head stools where you can lay on the ground and you put your neck in it and you can fall asleep. But I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's what those are. This is obviously a basket. I think this is for siphoning out the milk from the, what is it called, curd or fat or whatever it might be. So I'm pretty sure that this is what that is. I'm almost 100% sure that's what that is. And then what do we have here? We have agricultural equipment. So these are like whips and farming carts and a hoe. And yeah, that's what those are right there. And then we have camels and then herding equipment. So this is just like a, you know, like a little monument to like what people would do. Obviously, there's camels in Somalia. There's camels throughout East Africa and Central Africa and North. I mean, I'm sorry, not Central Africa, but West Central Africa and North Africa, and then West Africa in the deserty parts, right? So I don't think there's camels in South Africa anywhere. Even though Namibia has deserts, I don't think there's camels there. But I could be wrong about that. But anyways, the camel is a very important animal to Africa. I know a lot of people think when they think of Africa, they think like elephants or like lions, but the camel is very important, especially in those areas, you know. So this is more Somali art as well, and it's just depicting on the herding life and the nomadic life. These are camel, let's see, camel and cattle bells. So these are camel and cattle bells. Ooh, these are so dope. I need to get one of these so like I can, whenever I get my imaginary camels, whenever that day happens, I can have one of these camel bells. See guys, like, it's like, I don't want to touch it, but you guys can see it. It's really dope. And they have like the different design. So these are all camel bells right there and cattle bells. And then we have pictures of obviously the woman milking the camel right there, which I'm scared to do because I heard that camels can be very fickle sometimes, but maybe not to somebody that they've known their whole life. And then obviously here's a painting of a camel and or camels and Somali ladies. And then this just goes to, when you first walk in, this goes to explain the nomadic life in society and what comes with that nomadic life. So, you know, the goats, sheep, cattle, the herding, and all those kind of things, right? So you have different ethnic groups that have these. So Somali people are one of them. Then you have like Fulanis in West Africa. Then you have different ethnic groups like the Maasai in Kenya that are nomadic and herders. And this goes on to tell you that there's 25% of the population of Somalia is still nomadic, and they follow the like ancient travel routes. And yeah, so it goes on to tell you all about the nomadic life. But yeah, it's a really dope life. Everybody doesn't live the same, so some people move, some people don't, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta respect everybody for what they do, so. And then you have the, let's see, this is, okay, so this is Af Samalinka, Af Somali, so Af Somali, so Maku Harasha, Af Somali means, do you speak Somali? So that's Af Somali, or Af Somali means the Somali, I wanna say. So there's different letters, right? So this is the funny thing, guys, if you've seen my, learning Somali videos, obviously English is different from Somali. There's some vowels and stuff that might not exactly be the same. Somali is a Cushitic language, so there's a lot of tongue to it and like a lot of back throat. Obviously English isn't. So I'm not going to try to butcher these words, but they do look a little bit more familiar to me, obviously, because I've been learning Somali than what it would probably be like to a normal person that's African American or, you know, Jamaican or Haitian or Nigerian or whatever it might be. But yeah, it just goes along to like tell you the sound of it. And then it will put a picture, obviously just like in America, and then, you know, how you pronounce it. So it will have like a, you know, a picture. This is like a picture of the pronunciation of the word. So it says like the letter Q, and yeah, so that's it.
This is the last one. Yeah? Yeah.
So I think this is, let's see, this is Abdullah. Let's just say Abdul Aziz, I think, Osman. And he's a Somali American painter living in Columbian Heights, Minnesota. So yeah, these paintings are by him. That's really dope. So he's a Somali painter. Wow, I really love this one. I would buy this one. Yo, Aziz, if you see this, I would love for you to paint me one of these, and I would pay you for it because this is dope. I would definitely hang her on my wall. I really love this one too with the African women with the bananas at the market. And then this one is a Somali woman breastfeeding her child. This one's really dope too. Yo, Aziz, you've outdone yourself. This is really good. I always wish I could paint as good as this. I need to start getting into painting because it's definitely a skill you should have and a talent you should have. And I really love this one. This one would go right over my couch. Like, this would really be dope when people walk in. So in this room, guys, we have the currency, right? So, oh man, this is so dope. Wow. So these are different currencies of Somalia. This is so dope. So as you guys know, when I talked about the Algeron Empire, I showed you guys the different currencies, and these are different Somali currencies. I want to say throughout time. I don't know how old some of them are. Some of them look a little newer. Some look obviously a lot older. But this is so dope. Like, man, I need to get my hand on some currency at one point, because I collect like different dollars and coins from different African countries. Like over time, I think I have some money from Nigeria. I have some money from Egypt. I think I have some old money from Egypt. So yeah, this is dope. The money I think I have from Egypt is like from the 20s. So I would love to like collect something that was even at 400 years ago or 200 years ago in Somalia. That would be dope. And then you have the Somali men flip-flops. Come on, everybody's got to have those. My flip-flop game is not even that good, so I need to step it up. These are dope. I love like the little tip that like comes up right there. I love that. Those are fly. And then obviously you have like different pictures of Somali cities. I'm pretty sure this is, I don't know what this is. I think this is a fort. This is a fort right there. Or maybe it's not. Maybe that's the name of the city, because I see it on both of these. Duras, I think it is. I don't know exactly. But, and then obviously, you know, you have Punt land. And I talk about the land of Punt being in East Africa. And the Egyptians used to talk about the land of Punt. So you obviously have Egyptian hieroglyphs and you have boats. In Egypt, it was funny because one girl asked me that she thought that Europeans made boats. And I'm like, no, boats have been around for thousands of years in Africa and in different places around the world. So no, to your question, Europeans did not create boats. I think the oldest boats might be in Egypt. There might even be older boats than that. But I want to say from what I can remember right now, it's in Egypt, but it might have been somewhere else as well. But there's been boats in Africa for literally thousands of years. So these are traditional clothing. It looks like more modern Somali clothing, especially at least for the man. I forget what's that called. I think it's called the Marwis, I think. I don't know. I don't want to mess it up, but I think that's what it is. I actually have one of those that I'm going to wear soon and I go out in, but that's another video. So yeah. And then so this one right here, this is like a wood with different symbols on it, I want to say. And it might be, I don't know, it might be paintings of animals on this side, but I don't think it is. But I know this is different symbols right here. So this is probably from some ancient place. I know they have the cave in Somalia with like the ancient writings on it, where there's like pictures of like cows and herders, like literally probably like 5,000 years ago. It's 4,000 years ago, however long it was. But yeah, this is something like that from there too. And then obviously, you know, because most Somali people are Muslim, there's like different things like Quran, and there's another water vessel. There is some more Muslim stuff I want to say right here, right there, and right there. And then yeah, so you have obviously a Muslim cardboard painting. Whoever painted that, you're really good. And they're reading the Quran, because the Quran is a big deal in Somalia, and it's the religion that most Somali people are. And this, I don't know exactly what this is. So this is religion, so it's like leather prayer mat. Okay, so there's a leather prayer mat. I don't think this is it. This is the leather prayer mat right here. It's one of these, I'm so sorry. But I know that these are the beads that I asked about in the African-American Somali connection video. I finally figured out what those were. You guys told me what they were. The prayer beads. And then obviously it says the holder of the Holy Quran. There's the wooden tablet. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the wooden tablet for religious studies, which is really dope. I love that. That's so nice. And then obviously the water vessel, like we talked about. Now here we go with these. Oh man, okay. These are the incense. So I remember one time I asked a Somali lady, you know, what that smell was, and she said frankincense. And then, you know, always about the traditional thing of women burning some of these incense and putting them under their dress. If you guys don't know that, some women do that. They burn it and put it under their dress. So these are different kinds of incense, if I'm correct. These right here are chewing sticks, right? So the Far tribe in Ethiopia, they have these. There's different tribes in Africa that use these. These are root toothbrushes. I used to use these a lot. I love these things, especially the different flavors. And they might not be original, but they do have different flavors. And I bought it from Afrocentric African-American lady, but I love these things, and it's so dope. They use these, the Far tribe, different tribes in Africa use the wooden toothbrush. And that's probably why their teeth are so good, because they don't have all these preservatives. They don't have a lot of sugar that eats away at your teeth, and really the sugar eats away at the bacteria that's already in your teeth. So it's not really the teeth, I'm sorry, it's not really the sugar that is giving you cavities. It's the bacteria that's already in your mouth that is eating at the sugar, and the byproduct of that sugar, the bacteria when it eats the sugar, is the cavities, right? It eats away at your enamel. So that's really what it is. It's not actually the sugar that's hurting your teeth. It's the bacteria that's eating the sugar on your teeth. Whew, crazy stuff, right? So these are traditional Somali women clothing. Love them. I always love Somali clothing. It's so beautiful. There's different ethnic groups in countries that have very similar clothing. There's clothing like this in Rwanda. A lot of Rwandan clothing looks very similar to this. It goes across, the sash goes across, and they wear these little head things. So just like Somali culture in Ethiopia, they have different ethnic groups and tribes that have things that look similar. So these are dope. Love these. Very cute little Somali girl. I think I actually have that picture on my laptop. A very beautiful Somali lady as well. That's wifey type right there. There's more wifey type right here. Definitely would marry her in a quick second. Another beautiful Somali girl. So beautiful. And then a leather bag. Oh, that's nice. Leather. It might be like I don't want to say it's a purse, but a bag. That's beautiful. Another Somali girl. Another traditional Somali clothing with the beads that go around. So this is for the woman, right? And then there's another Somali person in the background right there. And then this is for the Somali men, right? Very traditional, very beautiful. We have this, I forget what it's called, you know, on a ship, the thing that you turn to turn the ship. You have a Somali guy and women in there she's looking at him. You have another painting by Aziz with two Somali girls, probably in the countryside, in the country, the nomadic life. They have the man with the camel right there, and then they have the goats right there. And yeah, they're just cold chilling. We have a Somali pick, right? Like, the pick has been around before African Americans in America. Original people, Aboriginal people. I know there's so many different people with different beliefs and different thoughts on these videos that watch this. I understand, yes, black people were, African people were everywhere in the world first. Yes, I understand that. But I'm just saying, for most people, what they know, the pick is from African Americans, but the pick has been around forever because afros have been around since the beginning of African people, or people even before the word African existed, right? People are people with afros, with this type of hair. So that's so dope. You're going to find that in all African cultures, different kind of traditional Afro picks. You have more beads right here. Really dope beads. So these are traditional jewelry. They're different types of styles, different age groups. One popular material is amber. So these are made out of amber. They're different for different age groups. And yeah, those are dope. I need to get some of those for my sister. we have more traditional jewelry. Looks like women jewelry. That looks like cowrie shells back there. Those are really dope. I really love this one with the pick at the end. Ooh, I would really rock that. That is so dope. That is so dope. Ooh, we have more Afro picks. I need to get me a wooden Afro pick from Africa, like an ancient one. We have more Afro picks with a case that holds the Afro picks. Never seen that before. That is dope. With the cowrie shells on top, man, that's dope. More picks, right? Those are really nice. And at the bottom, we have, I don't really know what those are at the bottom, but I know it's jewelry. There's like a little wrist jewelry, and then that looks like a bag. So on to the next room. Ooh, okay. So let's start. So this is a Somali cultural scene. So let's see. This is another artist. This guy's out here. It looks like he's playing the flute. I want to say he's playing a flute. Let's see if we can focus on that. I think he's playing a flute. He has a spear. She's playing a flute too. And then obviously they're dancing like traditional Somali people. They dance, and then they're probably singing as well. I do not know what, oh man, come on. I know what this is. This is a boombox. I'm actually trying to get one, but let's read why this is, because, you know, just because there were boomboxes in America and there was like different time periods like the 70s, if they were doing something for African Americans in America, a lot of times people in Africa were doing the same thing, and vice versa, because we're all black people, right? So let's see what this is about, this boombox. So an artifact from the good old days. The stereo is a classic from the cities in Somalia, the late 1970s and 1980s. In the mid 20th century, when dance halls in African cities cultivated new waves of rumba, jazz, and funk in large Somali cities like Mogadishu, Hargeisa, Bosaso, and Kismayo, also hosted exciting musical scenes. Several stars from the era of the music now live in the Twin Cities. That's dope. So I'm pretty sure a lot of Somali people have told me too that there's a lot of famous Somali people in the Twin Cities that used to be very famous in Somalia. So this is just dope that they have a boom. That's so dope. They have a boombox in the Somali museum. Like, come on, man, that's so dope. Of course, you know, just like in Ethiopia, African American music traveled to Africa, just like African music traveled to America. So jazz and funk and hip hop and soul and reggae, well, it's Caribbean, and then rock and roll. All these black musics, African American musics, have went over to Africa. So that's just even dope. That connection. That's like a Somali African American connection right there. That's dope. We have the obviously, I forget what these are called, but these are like, you know, in African American culture, they have a name for them at church. I forget what they're called, but they have like the little like things inside of them, and you shake them and they make noise. This one has cowrie shells on the outside of it. That's dope. That's dope. Cowrie shells. And then there's other ones as well. We have a drum, Somali drum. I don't know if I can get on top of that right there. Let's see. So we have Somali drum, and then we have a shell from the ocean, which I don't know. I don't want to say anything on that. I don't know, but it's possible you could blow out of it and make a noise like an instrument. Don't know what these little iron things are, but they might be an instrument. The harp, African harps, we have more than just drums in Africa, guys. We have harps, we have flutes, we have guitars, we have all kind of ancient stuff, right? So it's not just drums. I know people make it seem that way, but it's just not drums. So we have that. Then we have these dope drums, and these drums look like they have cow skin on top of them. I don't know if it is cow skin, but I would think that it is cow skin. Man, those are so dope. Ooh, I would love to have one of these and just drum them at home. That would be beautiful. And then we have more art by the #1 Somali artist in the world, Aziz. I just told everybody, brother Aziz, that you're the #1 Somali artist. So you're the #1 Somali artist now. So we have more Somali art right here as well. It's really dope. 3 beautiful black women, you know, Somali women having a good time dancing. We have other Somali art as well right here. 2 beautiful Somali women dancing, 2 handsome Somali men dancing with them. We have Somali men jumping up and down. It's funny because this picture reminds me of Rwanda, because Rwandan culture, they have like, they jump a lot, and they had this ancient traditional thing called the high jump. I think they still do it in Rwanda, where they jump mad high. Like some people can jump like 7 feet or something crazy like that. Don't quote me, but they can jump really high. So this picture reminds me in Somali culture, obviously all African culture and black culture around the world, people jump, they dance. So yes, very reminiscent of us as people of African descent. We have more drums right here, dope drums, right? Maybe sheepskin on the side? I don't know, cow skin? Who knows? We'll see. Aziz, oh man, Aziz, you're so good. You're the #1 Somali painter in the world, Aziz. I gotta find you, Aziz, so I can, if you see this video, Aziz, please reach out to me. I would love to have a painting. And then we have very, very dope cultural Somali, I'd say like rugs. This is what I've been looking for. Oh my God. This is what I've been looking for, guys. If anybody knows where I can buy Somali rugs, these obviously are purses right here. I think these are purses, I want to say. But these, I'm pretty sure, are Somali rugs. And if that's the case, if anybody can make me a Somali rug, a big one, I'm talking about like a big one that can go on the whole floor, that would be amazing. Yo, this one right here, I would love to have this one, guys. Really huge. As big as this wall, if possible. Look, from like here all the way down to here, all the way down to there, all the way up to there, or that one. This print right here. If anybody can do that for me, even in Somalia, I will pay you. Please. I want this. I'm dead serious about that. I really want that bad. So we have baskets down here, and these different baskets, obviously more mats right there. We have some seashells by the seashore. See, look, I'm a poet, right? Somalia is the land of poets, right? But those are shells in there. These are different baskets. I would love to have some of these baskets too. So that's dope. Aziz, oh my God, Aziz, #1 Somali painter in the world. Whew. I'm loving his paintings, guys. I'm loving his paintings. And then we have palm for the mat. So this is actually the palm that they use to make the mats, right? Of course, there's different probably materials to make mats, but there's mats that are made out of palm, and this is palm. I mean, I don't know what I can say about that. This is palm. And before we go to the main thing, let's go back over here real fast, because I gotta save that for last. That's really big. So we have more of these. We've seen these in the other room a minute ago, right? The water baskets. We have more paintings. This one is not by Aziz, but I still love it nonetheless, though. You know what I'm saying? It's very beautiful. We have the this looks like a stool that you can sit on, made out of camel skin, I would like to say, or camel, or cow, or sheep, or lamb. Lamb, I said lamb. Lamb, maybe lamb, but probably sheep. I don't even know what the difference is between a sheep and a lamb. Is lamb's a baby? Sheep is adult, I guess, I don't know. And then we have another painting right here. Yo, Aziz, he's beating you over here. This is not Aziz's side over here. This is Madahe's side. Madahe and Aziz, the two best painters of Somalia ever. I just said it, African Network said it. So you have right here, you have the traditional, so you have the coals that you burn, maybe for incense, right, around the house, or maybe to eat with, right? Then you have this, I know this because most African countries and black people in general, even African Americans have these. You put things in them, you pound yam, you pound medicine, you pound everything. All you do is pound in that thing. I even have one at home, right? And I know African Americans in the South, they used to have these too, and they use it to pound. So another basket, and let's see. A teapot. Ooh. Now that's dope. I would love to have that teapot as well. More paintings, right? And then you will have more calabash, what do they call it? Calabasa. I can't say it, but basically like drinking gourd, and then these things which might hold things. Ooh, these are, oh my God, these are dope. I would love to have these in my house. You know, I'm a man of African art and statues, so these are really nice. Looks like a man sitting pondering something, and it looks like a woman carrying a drinking gourd and maybe something on her back, a baby or something. There's a huge painting back there, but I can't really see it. It's like Somalia. And then this is the final thing right here, guys. This is a traditional Somali nomadic house, I want to say. That's what I think that this is, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is. So what are we going to do? We're going to go try to get inside this, because this is amazing. Like, this might be the only time in my whole life that I ever actually go inside of a traditional Somali house, you know, traditional. Obviously, for people that don't know, this is all Somali people don't live in this now in 2018, but maybe traditional Somali people that live in the countryside are still that nomadic. They might live in this. Did I say 2017? I meant 2018, sorry. Been a long day. So this is that. So yeah, let's go see if I can get in this. You guys probably haven't seen me for a minute and see my house. Can we get in this? Oh, we can. And we shall. We will. Let's go, guys. So this is dope. Ooh, let's turn up. We gotta turn it up a little bit in here. Ooh, so this is what the inside of a traditional Somali house would look like. Wow, this is so beautiful. This is so amazing. So basically, as you guys can see, it has different wood, right? From left to right in a triangular shape, because triangles are, I think from a car standpoint, I know some of you guys don't know cars, but from a car standpoint, the triangle shape is one of the most rigid shapes that there is, right? For structural rigidity, if I'm correct. So yeah, it's like in a triangle shape. Everyone goes in like from this way to that way, triangle shape. And yeah, man, it's really dope. It's really dope. I could see how it could keep you warm, especially if you had like a nice fire and you kept the heat in. Yeah, this is dope. And it's crazy because if you think about it from a nomadic standpoint, people that like live somewhere and then they moved, right? Or even if they just stayed where they're at. But let's say, for instance, if like nomadic Somali people that they picked up and they left with the herd, you have to take this down every time and then put it back up and then feed your kids and then, you know, take care of the herd, make sure they're fed and then milk them and get all kind of different stuff for your people and your, you know, your village or the people you're traveling with. That's just amazing if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in the cities nowadays and we have a system where we rely on other human beings to get things for us, and we give things to other human beings. But think about if you were out somewhere with only 100 people or 20 people, how would you survive? And when it comes to that aspect, whoever's still doing it in 2018, which there's many African tribes and countries that people still go from place to place that are nomadic, especially in West Africa, Fulani or some of the Maasai and things like that. It's amazing. I heard this was the best Somali restaurant in Minnesota. What do you think? I used to love shopping at Victoria's Secret so much, like, it killed me. My pockets. Yo, Victoria's Secret, you owe me money. Yo, it used to kill my pockets for real. She used to love Victoria's Secret. I'm like, yo, you can't keep shopping at it. Exactly. It's too much. Let's see if I can zoom in on those kids. Yo guys, so we're about to get on a roller coaster. Don't know which one yet, but whichever one does not loop, that's when I'm getting on, because I'm taking the camera with me. So I want to make sure that the camera doesn't fall off, because I don't have like a head strap or anything. But yeah, this is Mall of America, and I finally made it. It's funny because it's not like a dream thing that I want to do my whole life, but I just always heard like, yo, this is the biggest mall in America, and obviously it has a roller coaster, so any mall that has a roller coaster is pretty dope. I mean, I don't know of any other malls that have roller coasters in them. And then you have Optimus Prime up here. Yeah. Should I be scared? Yo, okay, this is sort of scary a little bit. it's scary enough.
That's why.
Yeah. Of course. Really? They're crazy with that. Was it scary stuff? You scared, man? You scared?
No.
You like this one? Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's not like too fast, but it's not too slow either, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still in Minneapolis, as you guys know, right? So my homeboy from Nigeria, my Nigerian homeboy, he brought me to the skate park. He skates, which is so dope, you know what I'm saying? We're in this like little neighborhood right down the street from where he lives at. But he skates, so we came out here real quick before I go and try to make this next video, and he's gonna show me a little something, you know what I'm saying? Now he says that he's one of the best in America. That's what he's telling me. Nah, he's not really, but he does his thing a little bit, and he skates a little bit, but it's not about how good you are, it's just about trying new things, right? So I think this is dope. So I might even try to do it a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to kill myself, but we're going to watch him for a second and do his thing real fast.
To Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities, Minnesota.
represent for African Americans and African Americans from Minnesota that made the journey probably from the South or the East to Minnesota in the Midwest. And we're gonna go in here and check it out and see what they got in store for us. But yo, we here at the African American Museum. It's on the 4th floor. Let's go. So guys, we're starting off right here with different letters for why Black History matters. So this is a picture going down with multiple people. Some were running in a competition, I think. And this looks like a festival, like an African art festival or something of that nature. But yeah, it's really dope. And then we have, okay, so let's read this. So settlement houses were organized in the late 1800s to help European immigrants transition into labor force and assimilate into American society by providing educational and recreational activities. As African Americans moved from the South to northern cities, the Great Migration, remember we're going to talk about that in one of my videos coming up soon. Some settlement houses refused to provide assistance based on racist perception that African Americans were incapable of adapting to mainstream society because they were inferior. As a result, separate settlement houses were organized from African Americans, and in the 1920s, Willis Wheatley House in Minneapolis and Haley Q. Brown House in St. Paul was created to serve the needs of African Americans, and then it has the different pictures of the class at Haley Q. Brown House in 1936. Let's see if I can get that. Which I didn't know anything about. This is all new to me. Like African American history in Minnesota is very, very new to me. The Wheatley, let's see, the Wheatley heirs, and this is 1950. And then we have the Wheatley House Girls softball team. Wow, this is 1925. It's so beautiful, it's so dope. And then we have the dance recital at the Brown House as well, right here. And then we move up to, let's go back up here, the sewing project at the Wheatley House. Let's see if we can get it right there. And that was in 1936. And then we have a drama class there as well in 1935. And then we have an archery class. I used to love to take archery, but I haven't done it in a long time. I need to get a bow and arrow at some point, but this is in 1950. And then this is a Mrs. and Mr. Popularity Contest in 1956. It's funny because this brother reminds me of this guy that I used to listen to from New York. I forget what his name is, but he's from like the 40s and 50s. I forget what it is. It's like a soul guy. Well, he was in a band too, but I listened to him. But he reminds me of him. And then this is neighborhood dances at the Wheatley House as well in 1945. And then we have a parade in 1940. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me try to turn it up a little bit, the aperture. And then you have a football game at Willis Wheatley House circa 1940. It was a traditional that Wheatley House and Haley Q. Brown House played an annual football game on Thanksgiving Day. So we have this picture right here for you football fans. And you see a brother right here, I think he's like number 29. He looks like he's about to score a touchdown. He's juking everybody, it looks like. As always. Yeah. And then let's see. So we have this sign as well, Unbreakable, celebrating the resilience of African Americans in Minnesota. And the curators are Tina Burnside and Coventry Cohen's. The designer is Timmy Bliss. And yeah, it just tells us support, and it has a Ardinka symbol from like the Ghana, Nigeria area, and then it says Minnesota African American Heritage Museum and Gallery. So let's take it here for a second. So making it home in the North Star State. Minnesota is affectionately called the North Star State, which I didn't even know, to be honest with you. The North Star has especially meaning to African Americans as blacks who escaped slavery in the South, followed it to freedom. And of course I knew that, but I never knew Minnesota was called the North Star State. That's interesting. So let's do a little history right here. So African Americans have been in Minnesota since the 1800s. Some were born here, others fled slavery and sought freedom in the state. Many African Americans migrated to the state during the Civil War as Minnesota suffered a labor shortage and companies sought to hire blacks from other states. African Americans from the South also moved to Minnesota during the Great Migration, seeking opportunity and a better life. While their numbers may have been small, less than 1% of the state's population for many years, African Americans contribute to the vibrancy of Minnesota. Minnesota became a state in 1858, I'm so sorry. 2 years later, there were 172,023 people living in the state, and 259 were listed as free colored according to the 1860 census. Like other pioneers, African Americans settled in areas along Mississippi, Minnesota, and St. Croix River. Very interesting because, you know, we always talk about the Great Migration to Chicago and Harlem and like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, but I think a lot of times we miss Minneapolis and Wisconsin and places like that. So, and this is one of the settlements. It looks like. And then we have the state of Minnesota. Wow, this is so dope. So we have the state of Minnesota population by color and condition from back in the day. I don't know what year, but obviously it seems like somewhere probably in the early 1900s or maybe late 1800s. This is so dope. So this says the counties right here, right? I don't know if it will focus in, focus. Let's see, I might have to focus in for it. Okay, so this says the counties, right? Let's go for a little bit further back. So this is the counties, right? Whatever the counties might have been, right? So there's like Freeborn, Houston, Mower, these are different counties, right? And then it tells you how many people of European descent or white people that were here, and it told you how many people free of color or African Americans, or maybe even other people of African descent. And then you have the Indian population on this side. So yeah. And then right here it looks like we have a traditional, it looks like what somebody would wear, like African American would wear maybe in like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. So scarf, of course. Minnesota gets cold, you guys already know this. I think actually Minnesota is the coldest place in America, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure it is. And then you have the hat. The hat, I don't know exactly what dates. Oh, okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry, I'm just going down the road. So that outfit, a nice lady just showed me, that outfit is basically the outfit of George Bonga. Is that the representation? Okay. Of his outfit? Oh, got you. Okay, so this is a representation of George Bonga's outfit. And this was 1802. I thought I was correct. That's what I kind of saw it. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, guys, this is him right here. I'm gonna have to do a video on him. I don't even know who he is, but I'm gonna have to do a video on him. So George Bonga was born near Duluth in 1802. He was the first black person born in Minnesota, which is crazy. I definitely got to do a video about him now. His father was black and his mother was Ojibwe. I'm not gonna butcher it. Bonga was educated in Montreal and spoke English, French, and Ojibwe. He became a fur trader with the American Fur Company. During the 18th century, furs were popular in Europe and fur trade was a major industry in North America. Bonga married an Ojibwe woman, and they, along with their children, settled in Leech Lake, where they operated a lounge. Bongo Township in Case County is named after Bongo's family. Wow, that's so dope. So yeah. Yo, George Bongo, he was looking like the man right there. He was chilling. So this is a representation of him right here, or his clothes. Not him, but his clothes. And before I go back to this, let me not skip this right here. So this is basically says the same story that I just was talking about, but this is also representation of some of the things that he might have had as well. Let's turn that down right there, so that. And then this looks like something that you would carry, maybe, don't know, but something you would carry in it. It's like a little carrying pouch, and then a piece of iron, maybe it seems like, something like that. And then a rock, so yeah. Okay guys, then we have Prince Honeycutt. And let's run over him real fast. Was the first black resident of Fergus Falls in 1872. He was born into slavery in Tennessee and served as a Civil War camp aide in Tennessee for Union Army Union Army Captain James Compton. When the war ended, Honeycutt moved with Compton to Fergus Falls in Outer Tell County. Honeycutt worked at a local flour mill, drove horses, and volunteered as a firefighter. Honeycutt also played baseball and founded a local team. He opened a barber shop in 1882 and ran for mayor in 1869. And then we also have other people, so I'm going to just say the names in a quick, maybe like a quick sentence or two of them, so I can keep moving on. So this is James Thompson, and he was an enslaved man and lived at Fort Snelling in 1827. Although slavery was not allowed in Minnesota, officers stationed at Fort Snelling and Southerners who vacationed in Minnesota were permitted to bring enslaved persons to the state in the late 1800s. Thompson was emancipated in 1837 and lived in St. Paul, where he worked as a carpenter. So it's just different kind of African Americans that migrated here from the South. So we have Reverend Robert Hickman right here as well. And then we also have John and Jenny Allison, which are the founding members of, let's see if I can say this, Bethesda Baptist Church, Minneapolis. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but I don't know if I pronounced that right. And then you have Eliza Winston, an enslaved woman who was visiting Minnesota with her owners from Mississippi, obtained her freedom in 1860. Winston traveled to St. Anthony and Richard Christmas and his family, she met Emily and Ralph Gray, who were free African Americans and abolitionists. So you guys can read a little bit more if you would like. And then we go to Dred and Harriet Scott, which I know a little bit about them. And they live in Fort Snelling. I'm actually going to do a video on them pretty soon, as well as George Bunga. I knew nothing about him, but I knew about them, but I never knew that they were in Minnesota for some odd reason. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I mean, I know of them. I don't know their story that well, but I know of them. So yeah, and then we have Ralph T. Gray. So guys, this is a Victorian dress from the 1800s, Victorian style. So a lot of middle-class women would wear this dress, and this is a, let's see. So this is a floral purple dress with pendant at the neck. You see the pendant right here. This is a very like traditional thing, right? And then let's see, under sleeves and at times a bonnet. The V shape of the dress was Victorian style, which was brought over from the British Isles. Pioneer women quickly adjusted the style for comfort in their way of life in the new territory of the Midwest, especially the Minnesota territory. So I actually have another story about these dresses from the 1800s as well. I think in New Orleans, I forget exactly what it's called, but in New Orleans there was a law, I forget exactly what it was called, but it was basically like saying that African American women and Caribbean women couldn't wrap their hair, or no, they couldn't show their natural hair because too many of the slave owners were like falling in love with the women, so they made a law for them not to show their hair. But then African American women and Caribbean women, they started to wrap their hair just like their African tradition, and then when they wrapped their hair, that actually made it worse. So I just brought that up because obviously it was around in the 1800 time period as well, and I'm gonna be making a video about that. So this is Lena Smith, and she was born in 1885, moved to Minneapolis in 1907. She owned a hair salon and worked as a realtor prior to becoming an attorney in 1916. Smith and 4 black men tried to sit in the white section of segregated Pantages Theater in Minneapolis, but were buried at minutes and directed to sit in the balcony. And so when the group refused, they were physically removed from the theater. Smith sued for $1,500, which was a lot of money probably back then. I feel like if it was, 1916? Yeah. But lost. However, her action forced the theater to change its policy and desegregate. And in 1921, she graduated from Northwestern College of Law and was the first African-American woman lawyer in Minnesota. As an attorney, Smith fought against housing and employment discrimination. So that's Lena Smith, and she was born in 1885. So yeah, over 100 and something odd years ago, 140 years ago, something like that. 100, yeah. I think that's when my grandmother's mom was born in the late 1800s. So we also have Anna Arnold Hedgeman, and who else? We have let's see. Neil Stone Johnson was a pioneer in labor movement, helping to form Minnesota Democratic Former Labor DFL Party. And then we have a picture down here of the headquarters for colored women and voters. Then we have Marvel Cook, and she was born in Mankato in 1903, which sounds like a Native American name, and raised in Minneapolis. She graduated from the University of Minnesota with a degree in English in 1925. After graduation, Cook moved to New York in 1926 when she was offered a job as assistant to W.E.B. Du Bois, who was editor of the NAACPS, or NAAA, you can tell I have an 8 today. NAACPS, you guys know what I'm talking about, a magazine, The Crisis, and Du Bois recognized Cook's talent as a writer, and she promoted to writing critiques of the work of Harlem Renaissance legend Langston Hughes, which I did a video about Langston Hughes, and Zora Neale Hurston in 1928. Cook worked for the New York Amsterdam News, where she became the first woman reporter. She later married and moved to North Carolina, where she taught a historical black college in North Carolina, Agriculture and Technical College. I was reading through the lens. Maybe I need to just read from here. I was trying to make sure that it was going through. So there was like little squares going through my camera, and I couldn't see some of the words. And then here we have Nellie Francis, and she was born in 1874, was an activist and a political organizer. And she graduated from St. Paul High School in 1891 and was the only African-American graduate. Let's see. And yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next one, guys. I'm just gonna let you read for a little bit longer. I'm gonna be making videos about all these people, so. Then what do we have here? Reproduction of Elizabeth's testimony given in court in St. Anthony. So this right here is let's see if I can focus. So this is a reproduction of Mrs. Winston's testimony, and this was given in St. Anthony, Minnesota, as published in St. Anthony Evening News in August 28, 1860. Courage of the face of adversary, and then we have African Americans have served in every war fought by or within the United States. Let me lower this a little bit, including the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. So we have World War I, let's start off right here. So this is in July 28, 1914, November 11th, or I'm sorry, to November 11th, 1918. And over 350,000 African Americans served in World War I. Most African American units were regulated to support roles as laborers despite their ability to serve in combat units. African American troops were assigned to build roadways, load and unload trucks and ships, dig ditches, care for animals, and dispose of trash. Facing community pressure, the Army created the 92nd and 93rd African American combat units to lead the segregated units. The Army created an officer training camp for African Americans in Des Moines, Iowa, attended by about 1,250 men. And then it goes down and it shows picture, obviously, of African American regiments. And let's see if I can focus right there. There's a brother with his gun on, his uniform. And this was homeward bound, so they were coming back, and this says 7/6/19, so I'm thinking that this was in 1919, I would like to say. And then it goes on to say about how African Americans were mixed, like emotionally, as far as fighting the war, or white people's war, basically. Minnesota Home Guard, which is the 16th Battalion, and it just says the Minnesota National Guard was called to serve in World War I, leaving the state without a military unit. And the Minnesota Commission of Public Safety created the Minnesota Home Guard, which followed the policies of the military by creating a segregated unit for African Americans. The 16th Battalion was led by Clarence, Wigington, and Gelsey Healer, and Charles Sumner Smith. A medical corps was led by Dr. Valdo Turner, and there was also a band and drum corps led by William H. Howard and Charles Miller. About 500 men enlisted in the 16th Battalion. And then I think these are some of the African Americans that were in the Army that played instruments. I don't know if they were soldiers too, but they have soldier outfits on, so they were probably playing instruments and playing in the band at the same time, or playing band. A lot of people, had musical backgrounds at the time, it seems like. And then we have the Northwest Airlines History Center right here. And it says sheet metal, let's focus, department. And then you have the it says Red Gross in Ganton, St. Paul, with Minnesota Historical Society right here. And then it continues on about World War II and the racism that continued in World War II, and how African Americans were assigned to segregate construction or supply units based on the military's perception that they were not motivated or aggressive enough to fight. And then it talks about the valor of the Tuskegee Airmen, which we're going to talk about that soon. Obviously, if you guys haven't watched the movie, you should probably check it out if you don't know that much about it, or look up more, but I'll definitely be making a video about it. And the 92nd Buffalo Soldiers and 93rd Blues helmets. And the 92nd Buffalo Soldiers were identified by their circular shoulder patch that features a black buffalo. So that's how you would know if it was a Buffalo Soldier. We actually have, in Ohio, between Columbus and Cincinnati, we have, I forget what his name, but we have a famous Buffalo Soldier. His house is still there, so I'm gonna go make a trip down there at some point. It's like a museum, and he was a Buffalo Soldier, so I'm definitely gonna go down there at some point. And then it talks about the women in the war effort. So let's talk about the women, because we can't forget them, of course. And so the African American women played an important role in the nation's wars. They served in both the military and home front efforts. They organized groups to send care packages to troops, wrote letters to boost soldiers' morale, formed sewing clubs, hosted dances, concerts, and dinners for soldiers on leave. They also volunteered with the Red Cross, which during the World War I excluded black nurses. So that was the African American Museum, guys. It was very beautiful. We talked about a lot of people. A lot of those people I'll be talking about as well, like I said, on my channel. And let's move on to the next place. But I love this place. I talked to a nice elder woman, and she was very, very knowledgeable about certain things. We had a good conversation, and let's go on to the next place. Stay tuned. So guys, today we are with Ayan. Say what's up, Ayan.
Hey, what's up?
And today, guys, we're gonna have some vegan food. It's a lot of different days, so this video is gonna be compiling of like 3 days, 4 days. I can't remember like what day it is. Is it Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
I've been driving too much.
Friday, right?
Yeah, I can Friday. Yeah, I've been driving too much. Yesterday I thought it was Friday, but it was Saturday. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go in here today and we're gonna try some vegan food. We're trying to talk a little bit louder because it's the street right here and we're in downtown. Is this downtown Minnesota?
No, this is northeast Minneapolis. Yeah.
But it's not downtown?
No, it's by downtown, but it's not downtown. It's northeast.
Northeast. So,
yeah.
So Ayan knows more than me because she lives here. I don't live here, so I'm like south side, west side. Like I really don't know, you know. But yeah, guys, we're about to get in here because it's getting mad chilly. So yeah.
All right. See you guys inside.
Like, whoa, that's a knife thing. It's a knife thing. Yeah, so this is all.
I don't know. It's kind of weird though. Like it's meat that's not meat, but it looks like meat.
It's meat that's not meat. I like the way you said that. Yeah, just like they said, what cheese? What was the thing they said? Cheese.
Cheese that's non-cheese.
Cheese that's not cheese.
Oh.
Ayan that's not Ayan.
It could be really good or really bad.
Yeah, this is interesting. It reminds me of the vegan restaurant in Columbus, the Malaysian vegan restaurant.
Can I grab you on anything right away? A few minutes.
Yeah.
We need a few minutes.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks, Joe, so much.
So it's not even like a sit-down thing. It's like a grab and go.
Yeah, because I didn't even know. I thought it was a sit-down thing. That's why I was, you know.
What makes it more weird is that like they have it cut up like meat. You know?
You never seen it like this?
Looking like meat.
Ayan, what is your first thought about this?
What is this?
Ayan's not sold, yo. Ayan's not sold. Not sold.
Look at that. Is that supposed to be like bacon? Like this is supposed to be like bacon?
Yeah, this one is a little. I'm not gonna front. Yeah, that's a little.
Maple glazed bacon.
Even
and they got it looking like bacon.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Crazy.
Wonder if it tastes like bacon.
This looks like the stuff that you play with as a kid, the big toys that you play with. That look like
Ayan, don't be talking about my food like that. Ayan's talking about my food like that. Like, oh, it look like Play-Doh. Oh, that's what you're saying? It look like Play-Doh?
No,
that's what
like the big toys you used to play with as
oh, yeah,
kids.
the big toys? Oh, yeah.
And then pretend like you were cooking.
Of course, of course.
That's what this one.
Yo, Ayan, we moving into the future, girl. This is going to replace meat one day. You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
I wish I did. Contains wheat, soy, coconut. I think it's like under the.
Kind of like money. The Korean rib. That was like.
You look like a rib girl. Yeah, that is. Yeah, pricey. $14.99 per pound. You can miss me with that one.
They got a whole ribeye steak here.
Yeah, I know. I was seeing that. I was thinking of more like a sandwich. So I'm looking more like somewhere down this range. You know what I'm saying? What do you usually like to eat? I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. My fault.
I'm sorry.
What do you usually like to eat? Do you like to eat like chicken or beef? You never really told me.
Whatever.
Ayan eats anything. We're gonna make a new segment on my YouTube channel. Ayan eats anything.
But that stuff looks like.
We're not gonna eat it if it's not Ayan approved.
Like we went to a different galaxy and this is what they eat now.
Oh man, yeah, I've hated you since last night. I've hated you since last night. No, I like the way you said
I'm for a
that.
sandwich though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, but I don't know if they just, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I just saw this and I thought that this was like, so free. So Ayan, here's your is this your first time? Yeah. Oh my god, yo, this is gonna be so hilarious. Let's try this together. You ready? Toast, I guess.
Oh, it's pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Tell me the truth.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'll eat that.
I feel like Ayan's line.
It's good.
It's good? Yeah, I like that. Of course, I'm vegan. I eat it all the time.
So have you had it like this?
No, I haven't, to be honest, right? So you're gonna have to get your food. Yeah, sure, why not? We're gonna try this together. Hold on, let me. Okay, Ayan, you ready?
Okay, this is the only time I can eat pork.
Yeah, it's vegan.
Okay
Of course. Okay, hold on, let me get in here with you.
Okay.
One,
Cuban pork.
two. This is Cuban pork, right? Right. I actually like that.
So this is how pork really tastes like if it was real?
I haven't had pork for like 20 years. I don't remember. No, but I like that. Actually, I like that a lot.
I feel like I might have ate something similar to this back in elementary or something.
I'm doing the Cuban pork. That's what I'm doing.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
gonna do that turkey. The turkey is good.
You like the turkey?
Yeah.
You didn't like this? Ayan's out here being picky today. I want you to hear everything, all your reactions. Look, Ayan, we got this. We got our food, right? So we got like a turkey, I think it's like a turkey club, turkey sub, something like that. We're gonna figure out in a minute. But Ayan was freaked out because she's never seen that much vegan meat made out of vegetables.
No, it's not that I haven't seen that much vegan meat. It's like,
It's like
I
a
haven't
butcher
seen
style.
vegan. I haven't seen that vegan stuff that really looks like meat. Like
Yeah,
it looks like meat. That freaks me out.
That freaks you out?
Yeah, that weirds me out. Like
Ayan is weirded out right now.
chicken, especially the chicken.
No, that chicken was weird. Yeah, that chicken was weird for real. Like I'd never seen vegan chicken like that. All the vegan chicken that
The
I
chicken looked like something hacked that up.
it did. It
Like-
didn't look good. Let me tell you this, guys. The chicken that I've seen when it comes to vegan chicken is usually like what is it when you put like chicken in like they have like cream?
Tofu?
No, they have like cream. Like what's that dish like where it's like you make a sandwich out of it? I don't know what it is.
No clue.
But at Whole Foods, I usually get the chicken, and it is like with some kind of cream. I forget what it's called, and I make sandwiches out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Kind of cream.
I don't know, not cream, but it's like creamy. I think the non-vegan way they make it with mayonnaise or something like that, and like chicken.
So
Chicken
vegans
salad.
can't have
Chicken salad.
mayonnaise?
Chicken salad. Chicken
Vegans
salad.
can't have mayonnaise?
No, mayonnaise got eggs in it.
Oh,
But
wait,
there's-
why can't you just do it with eggs?
I don't know. I mean, they have
Olive oil and
vegan mayonnaise.
what else?
Ayan's just walking. I was just trying to test yeah. It's good.
I like St. Anthony Main. It's nice.
What you say?
Huh?
What you say?
St. Anthony Main. It's nice. No, this is where all the couples want to come.
It's me and Ayan. We haven't eaten our vegan sandwich yet. We're trying to get a little bit more footage. Ayan thinks that there's like it's weird why they don't have a coat on, and I'm from Ohio and it's colder in Minnesota. Ayan, what do you think? Why do you think that I don't have a coat on? Because I'm tripping.
You haven't really seen Minnesota yet.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not. Look, I love Minneapolis. Yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying? You guys been treating me like a king out here. But let me tell you this. I'm not going to stay here for winter. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not staying here for winter. I'm going back to Ohio because I got to deal with my own winter when I get back to Ohio.
I don't want to stay here either.
Yeah, I know. It's too cold. I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get a good view yet.
Apartments are pretty nice.
Yeah, they are.
Unfortunately, me and Ayan can't afford those apartments. Maybe Ayan can. Ayan's the big baller. Shot caller. Huh. Yeah. Oh, Ayan, did I lock my door? Gave you the keys to the city, girl. Yeah, I can't believe it actually worked. Hold on. My girl. I didn't think it would work. So you're a model, you're a cat, you're a tiger. You're not even a photo shoot, they're like, yeah, tiger, give me a tiger. Ayan,
Hey man,
I just want to start like that. I don't know how I want to scream like that. I'm sorry I screamed your name like that.
Johannes!
Johannes!
Hey!
Ayan! Yo, so guys, we have this sub. So it's a vegan sub. I don't know really exactly what we bought, to be truly honest with you. I know it's a turkey like club sub thing of majigger. I don't really know. But we're going to eat it. And Ayan, this is first vegan food, huh?
Yes, it is actually.
This is Ayan's first vegan food. I don't want... Yo, Ayan, this is all for you. Oh, there's chips in there.
Oh!
Yo, she hooked it up. She hooked it up.
Okay, well, that's cool.
So we got chips in here
Let's
too.
try this, because this is going to be like...
This is going to be a good thing.
So you can eat this.
Of course, it's potato chips.
Okay, yeah, well, we got it in the vegan spot, but I'm just saying, like, what's not, like, okay, can you give me the definition of being vegan?
Sorry, I'm being real mean and like obnoxious right now. I'm like,
go ahead.
food.
Like,
vegan.
what makes certain, like...
Vegan is no dairy and no meat.
Okay, no dairy, no meat.
This is potatoes, fried potatoes, and salt.
Oh, I think I knew that.
So, okay, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
You cut it up already.
I can take my half like a man like this. I'll just eat it like this. You can have.
Yeah, I want that.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for you. We're gonna eat together.
Okay, hold up.
So, yo, guys, this is the this is the vegan. What would you call this? A vegan sub?
Look at that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let's see what the akumulta.
So this is the turkey, right?
Yeah, it's turkey. So like it has like, I don't know. I think it has like tomatoes. I'm gonna wait till you stop crunching.
Okay.
It has like tomatoes. It has like spinach. I think it has olives on it and some kind of like Dijon mustard, vegan mustard. So yeah, I'm just so hungry. And it has vegan cheese.
Yeah, it has cheese too.
It has vegan cheese on it too. Let's see. Ooh, it has like a pepper jack, So, yo.
So we never even asked her what this turkey concoction really is.
So when I looked at it on the sign, it said cauliflower, potato, soy, and artichoke.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
You ready, Ayan?
Right.
You ready, Ayan? At the same time.
All right. Let's go for it. I love it.
I love when somebody's just like, It's good, huh?
Actually, it's good.
Sorry, we gotta take another.
It's actually pretty good.
It's really good, huh? We gotta take another bite, guys. We hungry.
Hey, just because it's vegan, it still doesn't mean I can't do this, right? I can do this.
Of course, Queen. You can do whatever you want. That sounds good. I might do it. This is like our mukbang. This is like our first mukbang.
Yeah, but we didn't do the whole. To the thing.
Yeah, it'll be like.
My friends be like making me laugh.
Yeah, I'm like. You guys are. This is so good. I gotta drink water. So yo, Ayan, what do you think about the vegan life? I never had this either, for real. The first time I had like a vegan. I don't even know a spot in Ohio that has like vegan subs or whatever. This is a sub, right?
Yeah. I wonder how they made the bread. You know, no eggs, no dairy.
Yeah.
So
It's like a vegan bread. It's like a vegan bread. Like no eggs, no dairy. You can use like sorry.
Coconut flour or something.
This is really good.
Actually, it is really good. But then again, I haven't ate all day, so... No, I'm kidding. It's actually really good.
Ayan's like, I'll eat anything right now. I'm sort of with you in a way. But it's actually pretty good.
No, it was crazy to see all that vegan food, or all the vegan meats. Oh, thanks.
Thanks to
This is not vegan. Do they have vegan? Domino's?
I bought a pizza from them with nothing on it. You don't want to know the vegan life of pizza.
But what about the dough?
They have a vegan version in Ohio, in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
So hold on, what were you saying again?
No, I was saying it's crazy to see all this type of like vegan meat that looks like actual meat, but it's like all made from vegetables and stuff. Like that's crazy.
Tell them
like even the we saw the bacon, and the bacon looked like bacon.
It didn't really look like bacon. You could fool anybody.
Yeah. That's kind of creepy.
Ayan,
it's creepy.
It is creepy. Ayan, tell them the one that you hated the most. That we hated the most. The chicken.
Oh yeah, the chicken just looked like something like.
It looked like brain.
Yeah, it looked like some type of matter. Like no.
I never seen it look like that. And then the more you look at it, it does start to look like chicken, like a Kentucky fried chicken. But I feel like they should have did something for the color. Like they should have made it like an orange color.
Weird.
Yeah. Looked like the inside. It looked like your brain, Ayan.
Well, you think it was, what was it? Like cauliflower?
Probably. But I feel like they should always like fry and then like bake and put like barbecue sauce on it. I mean, I feel like that always looks better. Like I feel like they were trying to make like a Kentucky Fried
vegans. Just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're healthy.
Of course.
I hate that. Vegans always are like, be vegan, be all natural. But that doesn't mean like you're healthy. So I could be more healthy than you because you out here eating all kinds of like.
You just declared war on me and all the vegans around the world. No, you're right. I mean, so for instance, like example, right? There's people that are skinny that are still unhealthy as shit.
Yeah.
And just because somebody's fat, they could be skinny fat. Like you know, if like you looked inside of them, they're like mad unhealthy. So yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, there's mad vegans that are not like. Because, I mean, it gets to the line to where it's like, what is, like, a healthy vegan? Because it's like, some vegans eat processed vegan food. You know what I'm saying? I eat some processed vegan food, but not a lot. But I eat some. You know, so it's like, what do you call healthy vegan? Every vegan ain't healthy. But every vegan is a vegan, though.
What is that?
I don't know. It means that they eat vegetables. That's one thing in common.
I guess. But processed. Just because you're vegan, the food could be still processed.
Of course, it can be processed. Yeah. But I mean, you're enjoying yourself right now, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, this is good.
Me and Ayan, who would ever thought I would get Ayan to have a vegan sub?
I know. I would never choose it by myself, for real.
You know, the funny thing is that I sort of went out on a whim because in Ohio, I know good vegan spots, and I'm like, I know how it tastes. So if I took you, I would automatically know, like, oh, she'll like this. This one in Minnesota, I mean Minneapolis, Minnesota, I don't know. I'm just as surprised as you, like.
Yeah. So this is the turkey sub, right? So they had like the Philly. No, they had the Philly steak one. The Philly steak. I wanted one of those.
You wanted one of that?
Next time I'll go back there.
Yeah. You didn't want the Cuban?
No.
That tastes so good to me. It had like this smoke flavor.
Okay.
I feel like I can make this
even though
better.
I know rationally it's not pork, it's like some vegetable. I don't know. I feel like that's oxymoron. Like it's like oxymoron, and it just like feels weird. It just kills the vibe for me. So I can't enjoy the meal. I couldn't finish that.
Well, I wasn't even going to try it, but then when I tried it, it was really good. It had like a smoky flavor to it.
Yeah. But then it got me wondering, is this how it really tastes? Because the turkey did taste like turkey.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, you'll know better than me because I haven't eaten turkey for so many years. But yeah, I remember turkey pretty well.
I feel like I was cheating. I couldn't do it. Oh.
Right. You probably, yeah, I can definitely see that. It's funny, guys. I'm so hungry that Ayan's still eating. I'm like.
You trying to take the rest of my stuff?
That was like a little smart comment you just said. Nah, I'm not trying to take the rest of your stuff. I want you to eat. I know you didn't even eat all day, did you?
I'm getting messy.
It's okay. Yo, this is a vegan mukbang setup. It's like a hood vegan mukbang.
Yeah, in the car.
In the car.
Can I put this here? I gotta put a couple chips on that.
Look at you getting all bougie. Yo, guys, look at Ayan getting bougie.
Can I eat?
Yo, can I live?
Can I just eat?
Can I live? There you go. I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
Man, I should have got a bigger one. I'm hungry still. I mean, like, that was good.
We should have got 2. Should have got 2. But whatever, we wanted to try it.
Yeah. We didn't know it was going to be this good. Look at us trying to be economical. I mean, it's me, because you guys know I'm cheap. I don't know if you know that. I've just said it to you, but I'm a cheap guy. I tell them all the time, like, yo, I ain't paying for that if it's too expensive. Like,
It's okay. It's good to be cheap sometimes.
Yeah.
You won't be spending a ridiculous amount of money on bullshit.
Yeah, because people don't realize is that if you go down the road and you look back and see how much money you spend on food, if you eat out all the time or whatever, you look back and be like, damn, this year I spent like $5,000 on food. Like, that's a lot of money for food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I eat out, but damn, you excuse my language, guys, you tripping. Ayan.
I'm still eating.
You need to drink water.
Yeah, I do. Let me look. Does that look crazy?
Ayan's got to make sure she's beautified.
I don't have food all over my face.
I like that. Eat the way you want to eat. Eat the way you want to eat. Ayan is really enjoying herself, guys. You see this over here? She got crumbs. Ayan, come on, Ayan. I thought you were... Ayan's got crumbs all over my car. Look, Ayan's got like... My whole car. Oh, good. That's your shoulder. Oh, I hate you. You gonna make a dance out of cleaning? Only a woman. Only a woman. Only a woman would do that. That's so dope, though. So, after Ayan drinks and gets her thoughts together, because she's over here crying because of how good it was. Ayan, we're going to do this. We're going to rate this vegan sub, because you gotta realize, even though I'm vegan, like I never ate at this place, so the meat's a little different. I feel like I could possibly make a better sub than that with how I do things at home, but for what it was pretty good. So 1 to 10, I want to hear 2 things. 1 to 10, the first thing. 1 to 10, no, one thing. How good did you like it, or how good did you like it? Look at my English nowadays.
Okay.
It's so horrible. How
did it taste any different than a regular sub? No.
My girl.
But
I told you it wouldn't.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it could have been like sauced up a lot, like doctored up a lot more.
Okay. Did you like the condiments or whatever they call it? I don't know what it is called, but like the
it was good, but it was like a simple turkey sub, like. But no, I would never know, like, that's not real turkey.
Exactly. That's what I tell people all the time. I usually just give it to people and I never tell them it's not real turkey until they're like, this was finger looking good, and I'm like, that was vegan, and they're like, no. I'm like, I got you.
See, I'm not like that. Like, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, because I don't know why people are scared of vegan food, because it's like, you eat vegetables already. They're just vegetables.
I think they're just not for anything like so strict or strict seeming.
Yeah.
I think that's what they are.
So what would you give it out of 1 to 10? I mean, I know.
I was like hungry.
Well, then that that means your score.
When you're hungry, things taste a lot better sometimes.
Then that means your score is gonna be higher.
No, I'm just kidding.
That means your score is gonna be higher.
No,
then.
it was like an 8-9.
Ooh, so hold on, you gotta pick Ayan. 8-9 to 8.5.
It was like 9. It was 9.
9?
It was 9.
Whoa.
It was good. Like, it was good. Like.
So 9, solid 9.
8.5.
Oh, come on, Ayan. Ayan, you can't do that. Ayan, you like, this is like Ayan right now. Like, what are we doing? Like, where are we going? Like,
it was a good 8.
It was a good 8? Okay, good 8. A good 8. Okay, so Ayan says it's a good 8. Now I liked the vegan, like, I think it was like a mustard, like mixed with like a vegan mayonnaise. I like that little combination. They give it like a little hint of like
it was like a honey mustard.
It was like a honey mustard, yeah. So it had a little hint of like honey mustard. Then I like the tomatoes. There weren't too many tomatoes on it, even though I like vegetables. And oh, I'm sorry. And I also like the bread. I like the sandwich. I like the turkey. I think it could be a little bit better if I made it at home. I think it would be better. But I would say 0 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. I would give it a 9. I would give it a 9. It needed a little pepper. Needed to spice it up a little bit. But the actual overall sub, I would say a 9. I would say a 9.
What's up?
Yeah, we really out here living our best life in Minnesota. Living my best life.
No, tell them the name of the spot.
Oh.
It was like a nice creative name.
Yeah, it was called the...
Omnivores.
No.
herbivore butcher.
The herbivore butcher. So for you guys that might not speak English that well, what the herbivore butcher means is obviously herbivore is like a dinosaur that just eats, or like anything that just eats vegetables, right? And then they have butcher. So when you walk into the place, as you saw in the video, it looks like a regular like deli, or like a regular what do they call it, like a halal spot, or like somewhere where
it looks like a straight up like deli spot where, you know, you come in and get your sliced up you know, meats and stuff, but it's like
it's all vegan. The only thing that would have made it a little bit realer if they would have just had like fake vegan blood. It was sort of like
they didn't have blood.
Yeah.
But they had the deli little.
Oh, they was living their best deli life. They was living their deli life.
No, it was really cool though.
Secretly, Ayan wants to live the deli life too. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna go back there.
She wants to be a chef. You know.
I'm gonna go back there. I'm gonna try the Korean barbecue.
Joint? Yeah, because they wouldn't let us try it because they said that.
No, I'm gonna go back and get like one of those.
It was jerk too.
Oh yeah, and
they had like
even try the jerk stuff.
Yeah, they had a sweet tingly.
See, there's a lot of options. Like I want to try them all.
Also, hold on. So Ayan's vegan now?
Nah, not all the way. But I'm gonna try it out.
She's like, don't push your luck, Johannes. Don't push your luck.
No, I don't know. It's just like, I don't think, I mean, everything with moderation.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't, like, it's okay. I'll eat a vegan meal. I'll go out to a vegan restaurant. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. But like,
but you still want that. You still want that chicken. You still want that steak.
Yeah, when I want it. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I just eat a lot of like fish, eggs, like I eat chicken and stuff like that. But
ew, eggs. I've never liked eggs. I know I've been saying this in all these videos when I try Ethiopian food. I hate eggs.
Really?
Yeah, because I just feel like I want to raise them. I want to have like little chicklets running around. I don't want to eat it. Like I wonder who the first. This is not because I'm vegan, guys. I promise this is not because I'm vegan. But I just wonder who the first human being was that saw an animal or like a cow and like, that looks delicious. Because I don't see that when I look at a cow, or like when I look at like a chicken. Like I see like life, and I see like. Yeah, I'm not saying this because I'm vegan. I'm just saying even when I was a kid, I just always wonder when I even eat meat. I was like, who looked at meat and was like,
well, survival mode. Like when you get hungry, you get hungry.
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm just kidding.
There's also, no, you're right. But here's the funny thing. I tell people all the time, there's also a lot of vegetation around you that you could eat. And people look around like, I'm dying, there's no food. You could really put a meat eater in the jungle right now. They'll be like, there's no food, there's no animals. I'm like, there's food all around. There's fruits, there's vegetables. Like, of course you have to make sure they're not poisonous, some of the things. But like, even grass. Like, grass doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it. But if you had to sustain yourself,
can be contaminated with the different bacteria and stuff like that.
Hey man, that's what I was trying to say last night. You know what I'm saying? Meat has a lot of cons to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has a lot of cons to it. But yo guys, that was our first little vegan, let's just say it's a hood, that's a hood vegan mukbang. Because we didn't really have a lot of subs. Because I think mukbang is like a Korean word or like a Thai word. Or
it was kind of hood because I put the chips in the
I'm really loving you right now. Yeah, look at Ayan. Yo, I like you, Ayan. I like you. Ayan was being real hood because Ayan was like, yo.
I was being myself. You said be yourself.
Exactly. Always, you know what I'm saying? But yo, guys, we're going to continue this beautiful tour of this beautiful city called Minneapolis. I'm here. And I know that there's going to be somebody on the comments that's going to be like, I didn't know you came to Minneapolis. And I'm like, yo, I've been telling y'all for 2 weeks. Hardcore, straight up. Johanna's about to get street on you. Let's get street fast, Ayan. Straight up, for real.
Don't act like you didn't know.
Don't act like you
knew. You ignored him.
I love it.
And now you acting like you wasn't on game.
Like you wasn't on game. Yo, like you wasn't hip. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a Billy with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we better be real hip hop right now. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I've been telling y'all mad long, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming. And I'm finally here. So when y'all see this video, I'll be back for you guys. I love you. I'll be back. Don't cry. But when you see this video, I don't see nobody in the comment like, yo, I didn't even know you was in Minneapolis. Because I know I'm probably going to get
Minneapolis.
I just said that.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Not Minneapolis. Minneapolis.
I know. I like to do it to make you mad. People in Minneapolis. Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Minneapolis. Yeah.
Minneapolis. I don't know why I said Minneapolis. I don't know why. That's maybe just a me thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the other people said, I heard other people said that
Southern people or something like that.
Definitely not Southern, so I don't know where the heck that came from. But yeah, guys. So yo, we're gonna continue this this tour of Minneapolis. Minneapolis, and yo, guys, enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? You want to say anything, Ayan?
No, thanks for having me on the channel.
Ayan fool.
Huh?
Ayan fool.
What you mean?
You fool.
Fool?
Now we're really talking slang. You fool.
Well, I'm a fool?
No, you fool. That's sub.
I'm not with. Oh, I'm full.
Yeah, you fool.
I'm full.
Yeah, you fool.
Like, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm
I can see in your eyes. Ayan's like.
I thought you were trying to say. Like, I thought you were trying to say some other slang word. I'm like.
Oh no, I was just saying you fool.
I don't know that one.
I was speaking in, what do they call it? Colloquials? Whatever they call it. Like basically like I was speaking very African American right there. I was like, let me just condense a whole sentence to 2 words. Like Ayan fool. You know? Instead of Ayan, are you fool? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can touch this sort of fool or whatever. But anyways, guys, enjoy the ride. You know I talk all day, I talk all night, so I can keep going. I'm sort of like just taking it in. So yeah, guys, enjoy the ride. So Ayan, we're in the hookah bar. People say that I have a very soothing voice. I don't know. I like this. I'm loving this right now. Like I'm really like in my Midwest bag right now. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about today the pressures of social media. What do you think about the pressures of social media? I'm like a news reporter now. I'm like, and this is Johannes Makina reporting live for Channel 6. Yeah, that's why. You learn something new every day, kids. So yo, guys, we're in a hookah bar. And reporting live is Johannes Makina for Channel 6. And we're smoking, Channel 6. I watch Channel 6. I watch 6 at home, you know what I'm saying? A lot. 6 and 10. 4 preferably, and 6. But yo, guys, we're at the hookah bar. This is what a lot of young kids is doing nowadays. We're young, we're socializing. I'm really in my like news reporter bag right now, you know what I'm saying? Raheem's gonna be mad. He's gonna be like, I hate you. Hate you.
Why?
Because it's Joe be like, oh, you in your bag right now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so of course, you got anything to say, Ayan, about smoking hookah? Do you think it's good for socializing and conversing?
Yeah, I mean that's what we do, right? We always get together, like via the hookah spot, and like gather around and just chill and vibe, right? And talk about various things. Oh,
that's what we do, right?
Yeah, so why not do it right now?
You're like in a movie. Ayan's like in a movie right now. Yeah, that's how we do. That's how we do. That's like Fast and Furious. You might not know that movie. But yeah, so what do you think about
Go ahead.
What do you think about social media and like the role that it plays when it comes to affecting young teenagers? Because don't you think that social media affects young teenagers the most? I mean, adults care.
No, not even just young teenagers. I think it affects everyone. And I'm starting to see that now. Like, I never really, like...
Does it affect you, Ayan?
I don't think it affects me to the point where I was like, I'm devastated if I don't have this amount of followers or anything. But definitely I'm more conscious of it. Like, you know, when people are like, let me see your Instagram. I'm like, oh, they're going to look at how many followers I got. Just
a side note, I have 4,000 followers, so I feel the pressure when people follow me to have like 600,000. But for most of y'all, come on, no sweat. No sweat. Yeah, no sweat.
Okay, so I don't have that much followers, okay? But I'm still popping y'all.
Ayan's cool because she with me, so whatever my followers is Ayan's. Take my followers and add Ayan's onto it.
Add what?
Add your followers to my followers.
Oh, man. We're not coming out then.
Of course. Yo, at that level, we're like almost close to 4,300 followers. I have 4,000. You have like what?
You have 5.
Oh, yeah. How many do you have?
See
the pressure. See the pressure already. Yeah.
Okay, so I just made my Instagram public, and I started getting more followers. Like,
do you think that's because you made it public?
Yeah, I think so. Because as soon as I did, it's like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, well.
Look at Ayan. She got all the guys up in her DM like, set the high. Maku Harashaf Somali.
Nobody's in my DM. But this girl said to posted something on Instagram the other day, and I thought it was really funny. She said, if you're not talking back to those fobs in your DMs, you being anti-Somali or you know.
Yeah, I think I seen that on social media. I think you're right about that. Ayan, you're very social media savvy.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
You know about everything. You know about all the newest trends.
Me?
Yeah, Ayan has a YouTube channel that I'm trying to get her to like really pick up on. So I will definitely throw that link in there. It's okay. She hasn't uploaded for a while, but she's going to start doing it, right?
No, yeah, of course, yeah. I'm gonna start producing content and posting it.
You want to say
more comfortable with the camera for one.
You want to say YouTube?
Oh, my YouTube? My YouTube is Ayan Dahir. It's a fitness channel, and the reason why I wanted to start that is because I saw a lot of fitness YouTubers, but I did not really see a lot of black women fitness YouTubers per se. So I was like, you know what? I want to see more of that. So let me go ahead and do that. And plus, I want to do a fitness competition eventually down the road. So
Ayan's got big dreams out here. I didn't know. Maybe I should get in the fitness competition. If you guys think I should get in the fitness competition, please comment below. I think I'll beat Ayan though. What do you think about that, Ayan?
Oh, you beat me? No.
Nah. She's in her confident bag right now. You know what I'm saying? No, but I agree. So what do you think about the pressures when it comes to a teenager? Because us being young adults, you know, it even pressures us. So what do you think about I mean, isn't there such things as like teenagers killing themselves over social media, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that has happened, and that's crazy to even think that somebody would be driven to hurt themselves because they didn't get a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of followers. And that's crazy that our social worth right now is social worth or social credit is like really, like we base it off everything. Like,
we do. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we do. We base it off everything. So like a lot of people, based on how many followers they have, and
even like who you get to interact with or what job opportunities you get or anything like that. There's certain jobs you apply to. They're like, how many followers you got?
What's your Facebook? Oh, I hate when they say that. What's your Facebook? What, you want to know everything about me?
Yeah, what's your Facebook? You got an Instagram? How many followers you got there? How many followers you got on Facebook? And it's like, oh, what are you producing on there? What is like jobs want to know about this now? It's like
Jobs is trying to marry us. That's how it feels. It feels like a relationship. They're like, yo, what's your Facebook? What's your Instagram?
Everything's really out there. So like Kanye last September said that basically it's that so basically he said Twitter should change their algorithm to not show likes or followers, right? And so he said the reason is because of teenagers and young people like wanting to hurt themselves or being like really depressed over the amount of followers and likes and whatnot they're getting. So he's like, this is kind of like putting how much money you got in the bank out there for everyone to see, or putting out like your most private thing out there. And I feel like that's crazy. I never equated it to that, but it's like, I mean, it is social credit, so it's like your credit score being put out there. No,
I definitely agree, and I think the thing about that is that when you look at it, it's like some people's Instagram, 50 followers, 100 followers, oh, they broke. I mean, that's really how it sort of kind of looks like. You not popping, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how it looks. Now we know that's not the truth.
That's not true. I mean, that doesn't say anything about the person or their worth, or of course not. But I mean, do we have to like pay attention to this now, or do we should we be putting energy and getting followers or likes? And
no, I mean I agree, but
I mean obviously if you for us, you're a YouTuber, you need followers, you need likes to continue and grow as a platform. But for it to really affect your self-esteem and self-worth, how far are we taking this?
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think that when you come down to things, it's a double-edged sword, because it's okay, what if everybody doesn't have the follower count, the likes, or whatever? Would it really be social media to the extent that we know it in 2018? And also, do you think that people don't you feel that people want to be made important? Some people that deserve to have 2 million followers. That's crazy what I'm trying to say, but people that are famous or people that have worked hard to do something that a lot of people like, don't you think it's a good way to show who's who on social media in a way? I don't know if that's a good question or not, but I'm just...
Well, there's people that are putting stuff out there and still not getting that same attention as certain people, obviously. So, yeah, you work. I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what I want to say here. Yes, you kind of work. You get what you work for. So the goal is to keep pushing through it, right? But our egos get in the way of it. Obviously, we get we get too scared, or we get fear kind of consumes us, because it's like we're like, oh, I'm producing this, I'm putting this out there, but nobody's looking at it, nobody's viewing it, and you know, am I a nobody now? Is what I'm producing not, or what I'm putting out there not relevant or not important? Am I not important? And then you like self-doubt on yourself. That's extreme. Like, we should never let it get there, but a lot of times it gets there.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that now social media has been intertwined with like your personal life. So like in some cultures, how culture and religion gets intertwined, I feel like that's how social media is now. I feel like social media is starting to get intertwined with the virtual world, and the reality is getting intertwined to where it's be like, oh, I'm not the man on virtual, you know, on the internet, so it's like I'm not really the man in real life. Some people think like that. Obviously, not everybody, you know.
So now your presence online is just not your presence online. That's who people are looking.
That's who you are.
Be in reality too. Like,
right.
If you're dead online, then you ain't really shooting in reality. Like, that's how people are looking, and that's crazy.
I just want to say one thing is that Ayan, I feel bad. I'm sorry. I have more followers on Instagram, so technically you're a victim of this. I'm not going to bully you. I promise.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm just playing, guys. I like to joke. You know, I like to joke around.
No, but yeah, at the start that was very interesting, and this like, where 5 years from now, where are we? Because like clearly things have changed a lot in the last 5-10 years, you know, with social media and everyone growing so much and being able to do so much via social media. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how are things gonna look like?
I agree.
Are we gonna be put in our like? Because you know how you apply to certain apartments or certain things, and you put down your credit score and you put down all this stuff. Are we gonna be putting down like our social credit too, like social credit?
My credit is 780, and I have 1,000 followers. Can I get this house?
Yeah, this is how many referrals I can give you. You know how you like sign up for something. They're like, how many people can you refer? Like,
it would be so horrible if your agent. I mean, what is it called? Agent? A realtor. If your realtor has more followers, and your realtor is going to look at you and be like, I don't know if I want to work with you. Your followers is not really. That's 20 years from now.
That's sad.
We're calling it right now.
No, I hope not. That's pathetic.
It is pathetic, but I think, guys, more of the story is that I think it's with balance, right? So social media is meant to connect people, and in all reality, we have to look at it from this standpoint: is that whenever you put a group of human beings in one area, there's always going to be like classism, like people that think they're better than other people, or think people that they're higher because of what they do, or how many people are interested in them, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I completely missed what you just said, though.
It's okay. It's okay, guys. We're smoking hookah and we're just talking and kicking it.
You know why? Because 1 minute I'm thinking the hookah's really not hidden. I'm like, did I not start it up properly? And the next minute it's like, I'm trying to be in the conversation too. So
exactly.
Like, okay, I'm trying to do two things at once. Right. But no, I like this vibe. I like this vibe because this is what we do with our friends, right? We get together, you know, usually over hookah, or you know, we go out or whatever, and we conversate about stuff like this. So why not bring it to YouTube? Why not bring it to
the people?
Yeah.
To the people. I'm such a good ender.
Yeah.
I end your sentence, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree. So I think that I don't know if social media will ever get to the point to where there won't be followers and won't be people that feel more important because they have more people. But I do think that it is definitely a serious topic especially with the next generation, because we grew up in a generation where half of our life, I mean, I didn't even have internet, so it matters to me, but it doesn't really matter. But it matters more from like our branding standpoint, because I want more people to see what I do. But I'm not going to kill myself over it. But the next generation of younger kids, this is all they know. Their whole life has been social media.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think our whole life hasn't been social media, of course. But like, I mean, like, what was it? MySpace days? Yeah,
MySpace. I had MySpace. I had Xanga. On MySpace, I used to have 500,000 friends. And I'm mad that I didn't have a YouTube then, because I would be dumb popping right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't have a lot of friends then either. Man, maybe
I've always had more friends than you. What's going on here?
I need to get my social credit up.
Right. You broke out here.
Yo.
Social media-wise, you broke.
Well, hey, you know, I might hire somebody to fix my social credit. My social credit low. Can somebody fix it?
Yo, can somebody give me a loan?
Fixmysocialcredit.com.
Word, guys. But, yo, I think we're going to wrap this up. And this is our first Talking to Hookah Bar. This is pretty dope.
But before we end it, since you have been on, you know, YouTube and, you know, you've gained a good amount of followers. So what advice would you give people that are wanting to start now?
I think for most people, I know it sounds cliche, but the first thing I would say is that just start. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to look at it myself and be like, oh, like, no, like, I don't want to start now. I don't have any followers. Like, maybe it's too late, but it's never too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I started 3 years ago, and look where I'm at now. So, you know, it's not like it's never too late. So I would say, don't worry about like how many followers you have. Don't worry about how many people follow you. Just put out good content, quality content, and yo, the people are gonna come. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's good advice. Yeah. I would say that too.
Ayan's loving my radio. Yeah. This is Johannes McKenna and Ayan for Channel 6. Where do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay, what you want to say?
And I have nothing to say right now.
Ayan's speechless. I'm gonna wrap it up. So guys, yo, we're gonna go to the next spot. Please keep enjoying this trip. And this is Johannes McKenna with Channel 6. It might be raining tomorrow, or it might be snowing. Who knows? We're in Minnesota. We out of here.
You never know.
We never know.
We never know out here.
Word, peace.
We just run with it.
Word. You wanna say bye?
Yeah, bye everyone.
Peace, peace.
Hey, what's up, Johannes? It's Ayan here. I just wanted to say welcome to the Twin Cities. Definitely enjoyed spending those couple of days with you and kicking it and sightseeing. You definitely put me on to a few things in my own city that I'm definitely appreciated for. Would love to have you back. Hopefully the next time you come back, you say Minneapolis the correct way and not Minneapolis. Just kidding. But nonetheless, had a great time. Take care.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Shalom. What up? Hi. African. We